huh?
Yes, indeed. When you hear that, you know what it is.
And we back.
Yes, sir. So, like you started off behind the scenes. You asked, is that real?
Yeah. Is
Moving
it
up to the
Fugazi?
number one spot?
Is the Cowboys growing a pair?
Or are they
We
crazy?
gonna see.
They keep bringing up Micah though, bro. Not them, but even accidentally, his name keep coming up.
I seen that. That was one of the ways to get up to number one, right?
That was assumed, and we go play the clip. We go really dissect it. I'm not gonna assume it. But I'm gonna look at it in its full context. But that's very interesting.
It is.
Yeah, very interesting. And see, this around the time that obviously they're not gonna be showing their hand, but it's just his name keep coming up. When there's smoke, there's some fire.
It's definitely some fire.
Yeah.
And it make you spin the block back about some of the people feeling, about how they was feeling earlier in the year about him in the building. Not saying that it's true or it's valid, but like we said, where there's smoke, it's most definitely some fire somewhere around now.
Yeah, it just make me think that they got their bullseye on him, especially because they've been talking about his name a lot, even on the Brian Schottenheimer's intro press conference. They was talking about looking at other ways to build other than just paying your own big contracts. You got one big guy left that's due now. And so it keep coming out more and more and more and more. It is. So we already kind of getting into the show, I guess. But what's your thoughts on that?
One of my initial thoughts would be, it always seemed like the Cowboys want to have either or. We can't have more. You know what I'm saying? It's either or with the Cowboys. We can't have more. We can't have multiple. So, and some of the other teams that's building championships, they want to add to their football team, not take away. That's the mindset I feel like we need to be going in. Instead of talking about trading Micah away, how about adding something to Micah? You know what I'm saying? Like a Abdul Carter or, a Myles Garrett. How about adding something to it? You know what I'm saying? We know he's a strength. Hey, maybe you can get a little leverage if you add somebody that's dynamic on the other side of the end, Micah Parsons. So I think we should be in a greedy mindset or in a plentiful mindset and try to add to the players that we have instead of taking away. You see what I'm saying? It don't always work out in your favor when you take stuff away from a team that's already assembled.
Right. I totally agree. And they coming in already hot, man, with some good comments. My boy D Schiff off the top turnbuckle said, man, that Khalil Mack trade ain't turned out for the Raiders. And I looked into it, man, you right.
Facts.
You right. If you look at the players that they got for that, man, hold on, bro. I know I got
they bombed out.
Bro. Because I keep hearing a lot of people get drunk on them picks, the idea of picks. I keep hearing stuff like Herschel Walker, all this. Listen, Herschel Walker, I know people didn't look into the history of what happened with Herschel Walker. I know they didn't, because that would never happen again. I'm talking about impossible. See, because a lot of people keep saying, like, oh, man, if we can get a Herschel Walker, I'm open to it. But it's like, bro, you never go get that. That's never going to happen again. And this is how I know. So when they did the Herschel Walker deal, at first, it was a player-for-player trade. And they attached to it, if them players don't work out, we go give you a draft pick for those players. So what Jimmy did is he just valued the draft picks. He got the players, didn't even get him a first shot. He just cut them. That's how he got all the picks. Yeah. And see, trading was new then. Like the first person to really do trades was Jimmy Johnson. That is
the Cowboy.
It wasn't like the market it is now where you know how to evaluate these guys, you know how to get the fair amounts for these guys. That Herschel Walker is never gonna happen again. So it's like stuff that we saying, it's impossible.
You ain't gonna fleece nobody like that again.
No,
you know
that fleece gonna happen once and it's never gonna happen again.
Yeah. You did them too dirty.
Yeah, that was the dirtiest deal ever. Jimmy won that Super Bowl by getting over, man. He pulled a major fleece to Minnesota. So on some of the things, I think people just got to understand the history because it's not going to happen. At best, it's going to be like a Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a Khalil Mack. Go ahead.
I gotta give my boy Hen a shout out because he like, I'm not against no type of group thinking, deep thinking about trying to improve this football team. So I'm not gonna boo you off the stage if you said trade Micah Parsons. But I'm not saying I'm in favor of it, but I just want us thinking like we need to do something. So when I get into a conversation like that, Hen was like, man, do you trust the Cowboys of getting what they should get? And not only that, do you trust them to do the right things with what we got? I'm like, I really don't know if I can. So we'll mess around and trade Micah Parsons for a 5th round pick and a bench player, and now we screwed. So I don't like really, bro. Like I said, one of our biggest flaws as a Cowboys, as an organization, in my opinion, is our negotiating skills and our negotiating tactics. And that's pointing directly at you, Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones. Will McClay, you might need some smoke too, because you sit in there and let it happen. Hey, stop something. If you see it's not working, you got to stand up and say something. Don't you get charged for that in crime and law? Like if you see a crime happening, you know what I'm saying? You get charged with it too. Like you should stop this and say something, Will. So you going down with them too. This is a RICO charge. You got to get it too, Will. So listen, man, we have the most underwhelming front office in football. One of them gotta be. Because think about it. My reasoning behind that is we never get compensation for nobody. Every star we ever had, we keep them too long and let them dwindle away and get no compensation. They just lead the team.
Right.
Tyron Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence finna do the same thing. Zach Martin. Everybody just leaves us and we get left with nothing.
I swear to God,
Smart
bro.
teams. Listen, I remember, shout out to Stargazer Sports, I was one of the few people that wasn't booing Star off the stage when she said trade Zach Martin.
Yep.
I was behind Star. I said,
Me too.
That's not a bad idea.
Nope.
What I just told y'all, I said Landlord is not against nothing when I'm thinking about trying to improve my football team.
Yep.
I'm not finna rule nothing out. I'm not doing it because we thinking critically. We trying to accomplish something. So you shouldn't just wholeheartedly rule nothing out. We trying to be creative. We trying to break this 30-year drought. So we might have to do something extreme to get to the next level. Who knows? But I'm not ruling nobody out that's thinking, trying to improve this football team. So when Star said that, I'm like, you know what? You got to ask yourself, how many good years you think Zach got?
Right.
You got to ask yourself about this. We get way too attached to these players in Dallas, man.
Right.
We do. We love these players, bro.
Fans
we
too.
should be looking at these players like a flip. It's income tax time.
Too. That's right.
Let me flip your taxes. We supposed to be looking at these boys like a flip.
That's right.
I'm sick of it. We always get the short end.
We do.
We got no Zach Martin. We went from a dude who got more all pros than holding penalties. Now we got nothing.
That boy say for all pros and holding penalties.
And it's the truth.
Hey, listen to this, man. I played this yesterday. Let me show you how on it you are, bro. I literally did a show on this yesterday.
I have not insulted the player. I've not demeaned him or embarrassed him in front of his colleagues. That's orchestrated. And that's part of the demeanor aspect of the head coach. To think of methods that he can get what he wants.
Getting ready for the 83 season. Sits down, looks at me and goes, I think you can probably play another 6, 8 years in this league. Only going to play maybe 3 or 4 here. I said, excuse me? He says, yeah. He goes, you won't finish your career here. I just want to give you the heads up. He says, because I only want your good years.
Oh, man.
Bill had a philosophy. My players, I want them off my team a year before it's too late.
I'm going to stop it right there.
Ah, man, that was a bar. That was a bar. The Cowboys don't believe in it.
I did a show on that yesterday, bro. Just show
man,
you
I got to go watch
clicking,
that one.
bro.
I ain't going to hold you. I got to watch that one. That's a bar right there.
Yeah.
That man said, I just want your good years.
And he told them that to
That's
their
so
face.
cutthroat. That's cutthroat, but it's necessary.
You know what I love about Bill, though? Bill told them that as they was players. Bill told them that as they was at their best.
I love it.
I
love it.
Can I just ask you a question? Can you imagine us going to Zach Martin and saying, hey, man, you got about 7 years left, but we gonna only keep you for 4.
Yeah, we just want 5 years out of you. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you will with the other 2.
Right. Can you imagine that?
And think about this, though. This the sad part about it. If just imagine Zach Martin's market
2-3 years ago.
after 4 years.
Yeah.
Like 4 years ago.
Oh, you would have fleeced some teams. You would have fleeced some teams. You would have got you probably 2 firsts.
And guess what, boss?
For old Zach.
We probably would have had to eat a year or 2, to be honest. Zach probably would have balled
Might
a
not
year
have
or so.
ate nothing.
I'm saying, we probably would have been having seller's remorse, you know. We might have would have seen Zach cook for about a year and a half. We might have had to deal with that.
That's fair.
But then, after that,
It's
we would have been
on.
looking like geniuses.
Yeah. And see, add that effect with all the players you talked about. What if we did that with Tyron Smith? What if we did that?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Tank.
Like, see, this
Dorns.
is how these
flipped
teams
Dorns.
add up. And this is what you mean by flip. And see, a reason why I played that clip, because my idea was to flip Ferg.
Last year, well, his stock ain't that high right now, though. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not after last year.
Yeah. So, and so check this out. So let's get into this content, man, because this is getting messy. Like, this whole thing is messy.
Can I ask you one question before we move?
Yeah.
Because it's so interesting right now.
Let's talk, man. There ain't no rush.
If we talking about assets on this team, who is flippable? Because a lot of our assets is hurt. Think about it. You can't flip Trayvon Diggs right now. The only guy I can flip right now with no problem is Deron Bland.
And Ferg?
I don't think Ferg's stock is high right now. That's me. I don't know.
He
what the
high enough to
NFL
give me
seeing,
something.
But
Something
I'm
of
talking
quality.
about you might be
A
able to
quality
please
flip?
somebody for Deron. That's an all pro.
I don't want to flip him. He play too good.
No,
And he young.
I know. But hey, he might be a casualty of war.
Nah.
Are
I'm
you
trying
gonna
to
pay
keep
both
them.
of your DBs? You think that? Answer me this. You think the Cowboys gonna pay Deron Bland more than they paying Trey? Cause that might be what it takes.
Trey took a team-friendly deal.
That's my point. Deron Bland might not.
If he don't, you might have to let him go.
This is why me and him said this last year.
But you gotta pay him, man. You just you gotta pay that, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
But you gotta pay him like a number 2 corner. You do. He not a number 1 corner.
Are you willing
So
to pay
far.
him more than Trayvon Diggs?
No.
I know Diggs took a but you just said Diggs took a team-friendly deal. So if you want to run Bland, I'm sorry to tell you, you probably gonna have to pay him more than Trey. That might be something that you have to do.
He not a number 1. See, you paid Diggs as a number 1 corner.
On the low end, though.
Yeah.
Deron Bland gonna tell you,
Diggs
I'm sorry,
messed it
Mr.
up.
Boss Cowboy. He did.
He messed it up.
Deron Bland gonna say, sorry, Mr. Boss Cowboy, but I'm an all-pro.
You think he? No, I don't even think he gonna be able to do that. Hold on,
He gonna
real
be
quick,
like, I
man.
broke the interception record, boss.
Hold on, real quick, man. They blowing up. Hold on, real quick. They coming in with that bread. Miss Charles came in with that bread, $30 on the super chat.
Good Lord.
Let me shut my mouth. You know how that go, big dog. Let's go.
Yeah, I respect you.
Boss Land.
Super chats.
Let me address Fish real quick. Appreciate that, Miss Charles. All right, let me address Miss Charles super chat real quick. I'm gonna read it off my screen because it's gonna be clear that way. I appreciate it, man. That's a lot of love. She said, boss, that BS that Florio put out there about moving up to number one is BS. The media has to continue with the drama till Micah inside. I see you are ahead of me. Oh, let me play this clip, bro. Or did you want to keep talking about that? Because you know we can freestyle all day, bro. Did you have some
It's
more,
up
bro?
to you. We can do whatever, but I think that's a necessary conversation.
Let's slow down. We gonna get to that.
I think that's necessary.
Miss Charles, we gonna get to that, Miss Charles.
We gonna put the money first. Put the money first.
Yeah,
though.
we got y'all that. I got the whole clip in here about what Florio said, and we gonna dissect it. You just ahead, Miss Charles, and yes, we running with it. And then Angie came, man, with $20, man. Hold on real quick. I gotta hit this button again. Hold on real quick. I gotta do it one more time, bro. Hold on. When they showing love like this, I gotta do it one more time. Here we go.
The money I color.
Let's go. Man, appreciate the love.
Double up.
Double up.
Money I color.
Let's go.
Boss Land.
Super chats.
They be getting me crunk, bro. I be throwing that super chat, bro. Now I gotta read it, bro. She said, I'm snitching. I'm late, but boss, did you tell Lelo you felt like he was capping about playing wide receiver?
Wow.
Back in the days. And then he actually was the DT.
Wow.
I ain't saying
That's
like
crazy.
that, bro.
That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
She dropped $20 to snitch on me. Then we got us another $20. Hold on real quick. Hold on, man. Let me hit it again. I'm gonna hit it again. Hold on, man. Oh my God. Hold on real quick. One more time.
The money I color.
Boy, Angie, you wrong, man.
Double up. The money I color.
All right, here we go.
Color.
Boss
Land.
Here we go.
Super chats.
All right, we got us another $20, man. Ooh, that's funny. But Angie, you shady for that. You shady. All right, landlord, I'm about to tell you what I said then, bro. I'm about to tell you what I said, bro, because I want you to think I was sneak dissing you, bro.
It's all good.
No, listen, bro. I was saying some people be saying they play football. They look like they play football. I say landlord didn't look like he played receiver.
Yeah. You got to think. I've been out of high school 20 years.
No, I'm messing with you now.
A lot of things change in 20 years. I'll just say that.
But Angie, she shady. All right, let me.
A lot of things change in 20 years.
Oh man, that was funny as hell, boy. Damn, she dropped $20 to start that shit, boy. That's funny. Damn. Oh man, I love y'all. Y'all funny, boy. Y'all got me crying over here. All right, so did my boy Darren with $20. He say no more drafting players with ligament issues. LOL. You ain't lying, big dog. You ain't lying.
Shout out to Bobby Ellis for the $5 cash out, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all show love over there, man. Glad you got them the cash apps rolling.
Yeah, y'all know I'm battling YouTube right now, so you know if you want to show me some love, hit the cash out. Landlord 723. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, indeed, man. Oh, that's funny, man. Andrew had me crying. Like, all right, here we go. But going back to what you were saying, yeah, we got to be open to trade, bro. But do you trust the Cowboys to trade? No.
Nah, I don't.
And then we was talking about bland them and all that.
Me and him knew we was gonna come to this. That's why we said we might as well trade him.
Right.
We know how the Cowboys is, bro. They gonna say we paid a premium All-Pro DB already. So now, guess what? You gonna do it again? And we just said that DaRon Bland ain't a number one.
Right.
If you need any game to know that he won a number one, and you know Bland was my boy, but any game you want to see that he was clearly not a number one,
Philly.
it was that Seattle game.
And
Seattle.
Philly.
DK
Because they did him the same way.
Yo,
DK.
They
had to put
picked
the
on
old.
DaRon.
They had to put the old man out there, Stephon.
They picked on DaRon Bland that whole game. And I know that's one game, but that's one game to the heights of what you probably see in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens in the playoffs. That one weakness will get exposed, and they will pick on you over and over and over.
Amp in the building.
Shout out to Amp. But if he's not capable of holding it down, I can't pay him like that, man. I'm sorry.
And then they
I just can't.
And see, I'm glad we stand on this subject because it got the chat going. So Amp said, put Dunn and Hooker on the block. D Shift responded with, you ain't getting nothing but a 7 for them. Shit, man. I think we need to upgrade from them anyway.
Can we just ask the chat? Because I just came up with, who can we flip on this team? We've waited too late for almost everybody.
Ferg.
You can't do that. Ferg is not getting, what you think you're going to get for Ferg?
I get a 4th or a 5th.
What round we drafted him in the 4th, right?
Yep.
I don't know if we can get there for Ferg right now.
I'll take a 6.
Ferg had a bad year, boss. To me,
I'll take a 6, bro.
He had an underwhelming year, bro. He really did. You might need to be looking for you a tight end.
And they talking about
not opposed to that.
already interested in trading Diggs. Now while he injured, ain't nobody gonna want him.
So that's our problem, Tyrone. Because we looking at it like, who can we get compensation from? Some good compensation. Who?
You got PayPal, bro? Miss Charles.
Yeah, I got PayPal.
Appreciate you, Miss Charles. She coming in with the blessings.
I think I made it just for you, Miss Sadiqa. So yeah, I still got the same PayPal.
Thank you, Miss Charles.
Let me see. Make sure I can tell you what the name of it is real quick.
Charles, real boy.
Yeah, she's a real one. Yeah, it's that landlord from Alabama on there. You sent me one before, Miss Sadiqa, so it should be in there.
Ooh, wait. My boy D.A. say Tyler Smith.
I wouldn't trade Tyler. He too good.
I agree.
He too good.
I agree.
He too
man,
good.
That's why I don't like talking about the young players, man. I don't
he
want to
too good and young.
I don't want to talk about nobody that's on their first contract, bro.
Yeah, I'm not turning you around because I just said I can't turn you around. He will
we having a
good compensation though. He will, but I think that's going one step forward and 5 steps backwards. Cause you still trying to build a successful team, right? You know what I'm saying? Or are we chopping it down? Now, if we chopping it down, now everything for sale. It's a fire sale. It's Black Friday. If we chopping it down.
And then to D.A. Lee point, it would all depend on what they talking about trading for him.
How many picks? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because we talking about a guard at the end of the day.
We ain't got no. Hold on. Who else we got solid on the line? Who else you got to hang your hat on this line?
Man, you got us in the trade talks. I'm with it though. I ain't rushing.
Who else we got to hang our hat on the line? Besides Tyler.
BB. Tyler Guyton.
I'm not hanging my hat on Guyton. Or BB yet. He did 1 year. He did good.
They gonna be good.
But you hanging your hat on them?
Hanging. Look.
You good.
Hanging.
Okay. So you just
young.
optimistic about it. You optimistic.
They gonna work out. Yeah.
I believe so. I believe BB gonna do good. You know what I'm saying? But
they throwing out some names, boy. You got these boys going, boy.
Sam Williams is
say,
good.
Look, man, Boy,
No,
listen,
nobody want Terrence Steele for real. I don't think
Boy!
nobody want him like that. You think so?
Hell,
What you think you can get for him?
man, say you'll get a third, a second, easily.
Third or a second, boss?
A tackle?
Terrence Steele though.
Yes,
I don't know about that.
easily.
I can't see
I'm gonna
that.
tell you why. Man, they'll give that away in a heartbeat. Man, because these dudes know ball, bro.
But Dallas ain't negotiating like that though.
They
too.
not.
They not negotiating.
Man,
they is not.
we got to get to the hot
no,
subject, bro. You got people
out.
talking about
Time
trades, bro.
Time
We still
out,
ain't
bro.
hit our main subject yet.
I know, but it's too good. It's too good. Listen, how can we sit up here and say we're gonna get a second for Terrence Steele when we got a fifth for Cool? We can't say that.
Man, say, bro, these teams knew that Mike McCarthy was throwing that ball on a dude that had a bad leg. They smart. And then as soon as we started to run the ball, Terrence Steele didn't have no problems.
I think a second rich though, boss. Maybe about a third.
For
maybe.
a tackle?
It ain't just. I know the position is premium, but he got a bad reputation though. He got a bad reputation.
Man, people know that he was coming off that ACL. They know context.
Okay.
But okay, we arguing about the value of it. But
yeah,
he's still tradable was the point.
Yeah. I'm trying to accomplish some
over
good
the value
return,
on it. See,
though.
I'm somebody that's hound still. And to me, I understand what happened last season. Mike McCarthy put all of them and that prep put all that offensive line in a bad place. That whole preseason was about Trey Lance. It had nothing to do with getting that offensive line ready. That's why our starters wasn't playing. So then you never gave them the run fit that they needed from practicing it in preseason. Then you start the season and you throwing the ball like crazy. Them boys is out there and they throwing about 40 times a game, barely running the ball. So you had them boys on their heels for the first quarter of the season. So then let me
get a pause real quick because they showed your boy some love over here. So shout out to Andrew with the $20 cash out. Darren Posey with the cash out. I can't see how much it is for some reason. Elijah Robinson with the cash out, and King G with the cash out. I appreciate y'all, man.
We got the best
out
executives in the world, bro.
And shout out to Miss Sadiqa with the PayPal, man. I appreciate y'all.
And I love how y'all came through quick. Y'all didn't play no games. See, that's the type of real fans we got, bro. When they say they go blessed, they is not playing, bro.
Yeah, they mean business.
But
you gotta be a real one to rock with the Cowboys after all the stuff they took us through so far. You gotta be real.
Appreciate it, man. All the love
we do appreciate y'all. Though.
And while y'all let it hit them likes too. Let's just have a great day.
Yeah, excellent day.
Yeah, because it is a lot going on this week, and we go cover everything this week. All right, bro, we got to get to the main thing now. I ain't gonna let you talk me off of it this time.
Okay.
I did hear yesterday, and you hear all sorts of stuff, and I don't like the traffic and stuff I've heard because I don't.
You still tried to take me off of it?
No, I just said we're going to have to do a whole nother show about that or something because it's too juicy. It's too much going on.
We can, though, bro, because honestly, it did get the chat going, bro. Like,
it's too much.
This is a very good conversation because people are very active on it.
Yeah.
And I keep saying I ain't rushing, but this is a good... I mean, and it's also the time to have that talk because we right at free agency.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think it's time to think about some desperate measures? Maybe not desperate, but extreme. Like I think it's time to do something significant. Like I don't think regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a regular old cowboy move is gonna do nothing. I think we need to be trying to move the needle. Like real talk. I think it's that time. Cause guess what? The reason I feel like it's the clock is counting down is because our division getting stronger. Like we had time to play around when we was just the big dogs in the division where we was dominating everything. We smacking around the Eagles every year. We smacking around Washington every year, the Giants every year. This is a new NFC East, bro. Both of our opponents was in the NFC Championship, man. That narrows your play time down.
So what you
like,
saying
I ain't saying we scared of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying I think it's time.
Let me
to
push
do
back just a little bit.
Go ahead.
A little bit. Because them same teams that was in the NFC Championship, the same teams that we own when we healthy. Not kind of own, fully own. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's almost making the case to do it the way we've been doing it.
But my slight pushback would be those ain't the same teams. I hate to tell you, but the Eagles with what's the dude name? Miles, whatever the running back dude, and Saquon, that's a whole nother football team.
Yeah, we never faced this
Commanders.
We never faced this team.
That's what I'm saying.
Healthy.
The Commanders with Daniels, we ain't played them like that. Like we can't say we own them.
Wait. See, you push
We beat
yourself
'em.
back. You push
We beat
yourself
'em.
back on that one.
We beat them.
And with our B team, bro. So that's
Yeah, we
almost
beat 'em.
making the case of doing it the way you've been doing is good enough, to be honest. When
But
we're
at the
talking
same
about the
time,
division.
We do play differently with Dak though. We might have. You never know. Like it's kind of hard to say. You know, we
can't,
have
right.
a whole different game
That's
plan
right.
when we play with Dak.
That's
And
right.
that might have led to us losing, or
That's
it
right.
might have led to us being dominant. Who knows? That's why
right.
I just don't think we can just say we own them no more. Like that's a whole new
Nah,
quarterback.
they
Dak
closed
has
the
never
gap.
played them.
Both of them
Dak
done
ain't
closed
never
the gap.
played. Dak ain't never played Jaden Daniels before, ever.
Right.
Like how can we? We don't know how that's gonna go. So, I mean, I think we need to eat some humble pie. Like Bill Belichick used to say, we really do, y'all. Like for real, I think it's time for us to realize that this division can be slipping away.
Oh, they closed the gap.
Yes.
Yeah, they closed the gap.
Yeah.
Man, we finna get to our main topic. God dog, landlord.
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
listen
go.
though, this is impressive because this is freestyle, for real. So we done did a whole show almost on just rapping.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It just show you that like it flows from everybody. Like the people in the chat, you just y'all get us going, man. We're a community, man, and y'all the ones that really push this first part. Let's get to it.
I did hear yesterday, and you hear all sorts of stuff, and I don't like the traffic and stuff I've heard because I don't know how accurate it is, but I did have...
Can we start with that part?
Play it one more time.
All right. See, Miss Charles made this point earlier that basically she was saying that it's wee woo, right? And I peeped that, but we gonna get into
Number
it.
one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Listen though.
I did hear yesterday, and you hear all sorts of stuff, and I don't like the traffic and stuff I've heard because I don't know how accurate it is.
Let's start with that. So he getting ready to talk about that trade up, but we gotta people leaving off that context right there. One more time.
I did hear yesterday, and you hear all sorts of stuff, and I don't like the traffic and stuff I've heard because I don't know how accurate it is, but I did have somebody tell me that the Cowboys have talked to the Titans about moving up to number one. Now, I think a lot of teams talk about moving around, and I don't know if you guys have heard that, but yeah, that's a jump, and I don't know what you would have to put into that, or whether you'd have to put Micah Parsons into that pack.
He just inferred that.
He just
inferred that. You know, he guessed that. He pulled that. Like, what would make that happen? But see, that's what got Micah's name in it, though. You see what I'm saying? That's what got Micah's
It's another
name in it.
interesting part to what he said, too, after this. Keep going.
All right.
If it would go that way. But teams talk all the time. Like, I never get too moved by team talk. They talk all the time. When the report came out a couple of weeks ago that the Steelers called the Jaguars about Trevor Lawrence, I thought, well, yeah, if they're looking for a starting quarterback, they're calling around to just see what the market will be. General managers talk to other general managers all the time, and you get, maybe you're thinking about moving to 5, so you want to see what it's going to take to get to number 1, so you can say to the team that's got number 5, this is what number 1 wants. So there's always different explanations for why a team would even do it, assuming it happened. But
that's important.
Yeah, super important.
Because it could have just been they checking the market. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's play that because I said you focused in on it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Managers all the time, and you get, maybe you're thinking about moving to 5, so you want to see what it's going to take to get to number 1, so you can say to the team that's got number 5, this is what number 1 wants. So there's always different explanations for why a team would even do it, assuming it happened. But I did hear, haven't reported, haven't verified that there was a conversation.
Was a name attached to who they would go to 1 for?
No.
Hey, I like how he said no at the end. Look at his face. Look how he said no at the end.
That there was a conversation.
Was a name attached to who they would go to 1 for?
No.
He shut that down so quick.
All right, let's talk through it.
He already told you he had no no verification. It's not. It's pretty much speculation.
He would be carrying it, and
yeah.
see, I like how he did that because he obviously did it with integrity, right?
Yeah, he could have just said, "I heard this.
I heard
this,"
and he made sure that I'm not gonna carry like somebody else's news and gossip. That's basically what he's saying. But he like, I did hear it though, and he brought balance with it because he was saying it's a lot of talks going on right now. That's what's gonna happen. You got all these owners around, these GMs around, they all at the combines, the scouts, everybody together. This is the time you can talk deals and start talking about when the draft is coming up. If we do this, are you willing to take this? You start positioning now. You know what I mean? You start positioning for the draft now. And so the big thing that he said was like, if you go talk about moving up, you want to also try to get a fair amount. So it's like, I asked them and they only talking about this. You trying to get this kitchen sink? No, sir. Like they talking about doing this. So it's all kind of different reasons. But two things though we have to talk about though. Does that involve Micah Parsons or are we reaching? Because it does seem like there is some aggressive shopping going on. And his name got to come up because what do you have of value that's going to move you up to number one? He's the first person that got to come to mind. Am I right?
Yeah, he the most valuable asset besides Dak right now.
Right.
The only reason I say that is because Dak is the highest paid, I believe, still, right? He the highest paid quarterback in the league, right?
Yeah, but then he got the no trade clause. But you do have to put that, you know. I know what you mean, though, in terms of trying to think through how. Because that's what make it not make sense.
Because Dak might have been, hey, you never know. He might be fed up. You know what I'm saying? He might be like, hey, I move my clause. Let's go. You see what I'm saying? So you never know.
He was doing too much head shaking with Brian Schottenheimer for me to believe that. You know what I mean by that?
I don't believe that to be true, but, you know, it could be a possibility.
And then Sugar Daddy said it has to involve Micah. And that's if they serious. If they serious.
They keep talking about Micah, so it got to be Micah. We've been hearing this. We've been hearing this for almost a year straight now. We've been hearing it.
Yeah, for real. They've been leaking it, bro. They have. We got to be honest about that. They have. So let me ask you a question as we trying to just kind of break through this. What player is worth moving up for?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out because, I mean, are you going to sell your soul for Travis Hunter? Or are you going to replace Micah Parsons with Abdul Carter? The same dude, similar dude from the same school? Or are you going to move up to get Tech? I don't think those three players would be worth giving up the house for, because guess what? You might get stronger with these three players, but you still getting weaker because you're giving up the house. You still got the house to give up, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the only way it could be beneficial to the team as a whole if you don't have to give up much and you still get the player. You'll be selling out the team just for that player. So it just depends. I always wanted them to be aggressive though, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of happy just to even hear that because I feel like after all this draft work we do, boss, we have players that we like, man, that's my guy. If he here, I'm moving up a few slots and I'm gonna get him. I don't like how the Cowboys sit on their hands and just take whatever fall to them. Like, y'all should have some people that y'all willing to be aggressive for. The Cowboys always move back. So that just tells me a lot. It's just that's embedded in our cheap mindset trying to get more for less. I feel like that's a problem. Sometimes you get what you pay for. You might need to go aggressively pursue somebody to make your football team better. I'm sick of all of this cheap stuff.
But the problem is I don't see nobody on this list but Cam Ward that's better than Micah Parsons. Cam Ward would be the only person.
Facts. That'll be a lateral move, Amp. I don't see it. So none of that don't make no sense. So in my opinion, I'm leaning way more towards them calling the Titans just checking the market, just testing the water. Like, okay,
that's what I think.
Y'all want?
Yeah.
What y'all want? Okay.
I think this was a market conversation.
Yeah.
And that's the benefit of being out there. Shout out to Tuck. Like, for all the people that's out there, you're around a lot of powerful people, and they gonna have conversations. And so he just kind of walked and sat and did the interview with the fan and gave them some back office conversation.
Facts. I just don't think moving Micah would have to be a Godfather offer for me. And y'all know I'm not sweet on Micah, I'll say. You know what I'm saying? I give it to you raw. I tell him exactly how I feel. Like, it is what it is. I'm not pampering Micah. I keep it uncut. So I still feel like the only way I'm moving Micah Parsons, if it's an offer so smooth that I'm just like, listen, this is an offer I cannot refuse.
Yeah.
And that'll have to be multiple first round picks. I'm talking about a Pro Bowl caliber player. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have to be some crazy stuff to where you will be insane to turn it down. And I don't think we're gonna get in there like that. So I don't want it.
Yeah, man. So, I think, to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, I'm leaning on what Miss Charles is saying. This is wee woo. This is, and I don't think Mike Florio said it as fair as you can say it. But the way we running with it, I think, is wee woo.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those what Troy Aikman said, that whenever anybody talk about the Cowboys, it get overly dissected. That's what's going on, in my opinion, with this.
So let me ask you one thing about that. Okay. Let's be fair, boss. I don't think he said Micah Parsons' name out of thin air either, though.
He did.
He didn't have to elaborate that he heard that.
No, he didn't actually say that he heard Micah Parsons. He didn't
say that. That's what I'm saying. He didn't elaborate on it.
No, he didn't.
He didn't elaborate on it. Let's be clear. He did not say he heard that from nowhere.
Right.
But we critically thinking about this. Where did it come from?
It came from the question of, why are you even talking about going that high? What's going on? It was a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what would get you there? So if we start talking about how to get up to the number one spot, it's only one player that can get you there.
You right. I give you that. Yeah. I'm with you on that. It gotta be Micah, because like we said, it's more than likely not Dak. And that's it. We got Dak and CD, but that's not gonna happen either.
You might be able to trade CD to get up there. It do sound like they shopping, bro. If I'm being all the way honest, bro, this is smoke.
I like it. I just want you to be aggressive. Because, like, I know, boss, maybe you feel different with you being a Dallas native. Y'all might feel a little different about this. But I'm almost to the point where I want us to swing. If it's a strike, it's a strike. I just feel like we've been bunting too long. We can't, you just can't stay competitive playing it safe like that. Like, you don't do great things and extraordinary things being conservative, bro. That just don't happen. You don't dominate a league being conservative all your life. That ain't what happens. Conservative teams get, they don't even get articles. You know what I'm saying? Like, conservative teams, they don't mostly conquer the league, bro. You gotta swing. You gotta swing, man. I'm almost to the point where I want us to strike. At least swing at something, man.
I don't want them swinging, bro. They get on my nerves swinging.
I don't want them to. So you want them to just stand there with the bat in their hand?
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing for 30 years.
No, this is what I mean by that. When it come down to, like, trading, this the same team that paid a Ozak Martin, bro.
They was muscling into it, too.
Sit your ass down and don't swing nothing.
Put the bat down.
Put the bat down. You pay.
Damn,
I knew I was gonna trip you on that one, bro.
You gotta talk to her like a child. Put the damn
Put the bat down. Stop talking. You talk stupid. You pay old people and trade young people. You stupid.
Insane.
You are insane. You pay like dude literally two years away from retirement. You put $27 million of dead cap on your books. Put the bat down. Stop swinging. You can't play no damn baseball. Sit your.
You've been on a swim team your whole life.
You play golf. Sit down. Yeah, croquet. Then we got.
I get you.
All right, but hey, that whole thing is. You know what I'm saying? But it you know, it's some smoke though. It's smoke.
You don't want to see him be aggressive though? That's what you were just saying?
Oh, hell no.
Not them. Their aggression is, yeah, let's get a fit for Amar. No, put the bat down. No, I don't want you. I don't even want you selectively aggressive.
So how we gonna get better then, boss? We just gotta hit every draft pick ever? How we gonna get better?
See, well, this is my part. Trading put the bat down. You know what I mean? Because they trade bad. They trade emotional, bro.
They do a lot of stuff bad.
Yeah,
that front office.
It did, you know, so when it comes to trading, put the bat down. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Cause see, like if we was other teams, like I would be like, yeah, go ahead, yeah. But nah, bro, this
we
is
gonna screw it up, bro.
We'll be over here like, man, I'm, you know, his podcast, you know, is bothering me. It's like how is his podcast bothering you when your name Jerry and Steven and y'all the most distracting owners of all time?
Y'all got y'all own show.
Yeah, and y'all throw them boys under the bus whenever y'all want to, and y'all do it all the time, but then you better not be talking about no distraction. King of distractions? Are you serious, man? Nah, bro. This is the environment that y'all created, bro. If anything, he making y'all way more money. If this is a money thing, him talking is making y'all money because that's what it seems like y'all care about. Because football can't be first the way that y'all throw y'all players under the bus. Come on now.
Total anarchy. It's the environment that they made.
Right, but I do got to go back to where it does seem like there's some kind of way thinking that, well, we got to reconsider the way, because see, they talked about that on when Brian Schottenheimer press conference. He said we have to evaluate how we team build and whether us paying these high pay up players is worth it. That's a shot. And then they might be thinking kind of like what happened with Randy Gregory. Remember when Randy Gregory, they was getting ready to sign him? They fumbled, but then they got like 3 players that was good value players for the same price. They got Fowler and they got some other players. Remember that?
Yeah.
They
so
really
do you
could
think
be thinking that?
Do you think they rounding off into the mindset that we was just requesting for them to get rid of some of these dudes early?
Yeah.
That could be a possibility.
I do think that's a possibility. But then,
but who? We don't got nobody now. They all
the person they've been
now.
talking about is Micah.
He too young and good though. Say they don't know what to do.
But it does seem like it's something to it though. It does. Cause he the only player of our guys that they ever leaked anything about in turning discussions about a trade. It didn't happen to T. It didn't happen to even the old Zach Martin. It didn't happen to CeeDee Lamb. It happened to none of them.
We ain't heard not one peek about the Cowboys trading CeeDee Lamb.
Never.
Not
but you
one.
heard that about Micah.
And who you seen publicly acting like a diva on the sideline? Now we hear stuff about Micah. We seen CD that wasn't even mid game. That was at the beginning of the game. Like after the first drive, he throwing a hissy fit. So if anything, you would think, you might hear a few rumors after that. You ain't heard nothing about CD being traded.
Right.
Nothing. I don't think I ever heard nobody say that.
Well,
but all we keep hearing is Micah Parsons.
Right. Now, we got to talk about one more person too that's all up in the headlines right now.
Walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really.
Man, is he really him? Is he really him? Is he him? Is he him, landlord?
Osa Odigizua. For what the purpose that he serves, yeah, I like Osa. I think Osa had a good year last year. You know what I'm saying? He did. He was one of the highest in his position, I think, in the ranks like pressure rate and all that stuff. So, I don't know what his market looking like right now, but I know one thing: you will be much worse if you let him go. You know what I'm saying? We are already trying to build our defensive line. That's gonna be something that you got to invest in. So, you know, if you want to draft, what you said earlier, boss, when we was on the phone, we brought in how many people? How many defensive tackles we interviewed? 12?
12.
So that says
the Dallas Cowboys, according to Nick Harris,
according to Nick Harris,
had official sit downs with 12 DTs, and we only have 45 of those.
And you got to think, if they interviewing 12 DTs, that right there sounds like they mean business on trying to invest in this defensive line.
That's right.
They seen how impressive the Eagles defensive line was, you know, copycat league. We want something similar. We might not be able to duplicate that, but we need some of that over here, man. It's just being real. You know, we hate their guts. They filthy human beings and all of that. Eat boo-boo and everything. But they got an impressive defensive line. And that's something we need over here. We ain't had it in Dallas in years. So that's something we're going to have to pay for. Maybe they really trying to invest in it and pay for it. And Osa is one of the pieces that you're going to need. He is.
Yeah, you can't talk about Matt Eberflus defense without having a pass rushing savant 3-tech. And that's what you got with Osa. Exactly what he builds his defense on is exactly what Osa is. So, and sometimes your value go up depending on the scheme. We saw that, in my opinion, with Schultz. With Kelly Moore, he was a must under that West Coast. He was expendable. So it all depends. So I think under this particular D,
Osa gonna shine.
Yeah, it's built for him. It really is.
You're right. Different schemes highlight different players.
Yeah.
Just like Jordan Lewis was phenomenal in Zim scheme. You know what I'm saying?
Phenomenal.
Who else shine? Micah shine in Zimmer scheme.
Right.
Who else? We can name them. It was a few players that played better than they did.
Greatly, Micah.
Yeah,
man, Zimmer scheme. Oh, you did?
Yeah. Micah played much better under Zimmer. I like the way he was used, I'll say. I like the way Zim used Micah. That double A gap mode was dope with Micah. Like,
yeah, using him at the 3-tech was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used him at the 3-tech too. And see, that's the thing that that's another subject. I'm not gonna get too heavy into it, but that's what I fear though, is Eberflus, will you be as creative with Micah? But that's another topic. I don't want to get into that. I want to stay on Osa real quick. Because this is my thing about this. And I said this on Twitter. This is what I'm going to be looking for. If Dallas signed Osa, keep out on the lookout for the price of Milton Williams. And I said opportunity cost is a real thing. That's a real thing too. That's a real term. People, look that up, y'all. Opportunity cost. It's called the cost of making a decision. That's what an opportunity costs. So, like, if you make the decision to go with Osa for $21 million, and I'm just throwing out a number, and Milton Williams, I'm just throwing out a number. Let's say if he go for like 18, you fleeced yourself.
True.
You fleeced yourself because you did.
It kind of circles back to one of the things we have an issue with the Cowboys, though. This is why they wait so long. But they so crazy, they wait and let the market even itself out and still do a bad deal. Like, I don't know. Like, just like, well, sometimes they do it early. Like, we franchise tag Tony Pollard, and then all the running backs got $5. You know what I'm saying? We gave him $20 million, and every other running back got $5. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to say about this front office, man. This front office holding us back with a lot of stuff. Like, it really is.
I'm going to be honest, too. Something don't smell right about these reports. So, like, Todd Church said, Mike Fish said J. Lou getting ready to get paid.
That's kind of interesting right there.
I'm going to tell you why some ain't lining up. Because go listen to the fan this morning. The agent to J. Lou, Tank, and Izzy, they all got the same representation. They haven't even started talks yet. I'm not knocking Mike Fisher, but how he gonna say what's getting ready to happen when the agent this morning say they ain't even started? How is that possible?
Unless, you know, he
and
either woo all the way or either he heard it from one side.
Yeah, that they.
That's the only way.
Signing. Yeah, that they.
Yeah.
But why would even Jerry and Steven say that without hearing the offer? It's not lining up. And so, like, even today, you know, Fish said Cowboys are very close to a deal with Osa. Should come in about $21 million. Stay tuned. Then they talked to Nick Harris, and he said no comment. And he said it almost like
I don't want nothing to do with this. That sound like
I ain't hearing that.
Yeah.
It was almost like the source wasn't legit.
You don't want to publicly embarrass them, but you want to make sure you separate yourself.
He said no comment.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like to me. I'm just being honest, man. And listen, y'all, this ain't no knock on Fisher, because I know Jerry and Steven will reach out to Fish. Yes, they will. They will. But this might not be what we think it is, too. This is what I mean by that. So Fish is somebody that they will call. But sometimes it's to your point. He putting out their side of it.
Yeah.
And I ain't even saying there's nothing wrong with that. But if they saying that this could also be them trying to pressure Osa to come in at that 21. It's
True.
almost like put it out there that it's done to put pressure on his side to get it done.
Yeah, because you know the Cowboys will play that smear campaign role on you. They'll make you look like the villain.
Right.
When they came in on a low ball.
Right. And they set it up. So it's just, it's just, I'm just watching that. And then James Ruff said, it's also worth $21 million.
I think we got to ask ourselves the same question that we always ask with these players. It's not about is he worth it. It's about what the market say he worth. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it ain't about the dollar amount. I feel like it's like you got to ask yourself, do you want Osa services or not? That's the real question.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, James. Like, to be honest, I don't think he is. But I'm just saying, like, if that's what the market says, the market is what dictate everything. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna pull up
if that's
over
what
the
he's
cap
going
right
for,
now.
if that's what he's going for, that's what you're gonna have to pay.
I'm gonna look
Unless
it
you
up
don't
right
want
now.
him on your team.
I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna look up the market for him. And I know how to really do that, to do the numbers on that. See the way that, and I'm gonna do a whole breakdown of this new cap. It ain't gonna be today, but the 21 million is giving a lot of people sticker shock. But what we not factoring in is that massive increase to the cap, and it's official today. They officially came out with the cap number today. What they talked about last week was the range. They got the official amount today. So I'm gonna do.
Oh, you got the number in front of you, or you don't?
Let me pull it up. Let me pull it right now. Talk for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, it's only about how the market dictate these players' value. You know what I'm saying? Like we it's a lot of players on this team who we don't feel like got no value, but the market pays them. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on if you want Osa or not. That's
basically
what
it's 280, bro.
280 is crazy.
It jumped like 25 million.
That's a premium player, right?
That's a big jump.
That's Osa money right there.
Jump. Yeah. And see,
that's Osa money.
And see, when the cap jumped that much, I'm gonna tell y'all what happens. Players that used to be like, they start getting top level money. It's not that they top level players, it's just that the cap jumped that much. So all of these players are paid by a percentage of the cap. And see, Miss Charles, she said that his market is around 21 to 20. And I'm gonna go do the math, because what we gotta do, the way that you do it, I ain't gonna do it today because I ain't ready to do it today. I ain't got the presentation to make it easy for everybody to see it. But what you gotta do is you gotta go look at players that had production on his level. And when they signed their contract, you gotta say, what was the percentage of the cap that player took up? So let's say if it's Watkins, right? From Miami, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if he took up 8%, and you say, okay, he took up 8% of that cap. You got to then go, what would 8% be of 280 or 279? And whatever that number is, that's Osa's value. That's why you got to do it by percentage of cap. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they looking at the 20, not looking at the percentage of the cap, the new cap. I'm gonna talk about that in detail because it's hard to explain when I'm not showing it. I'm actually.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense though. If it's all about the percentage of the cap, it just depends on what the cap is.
That's right. You wait on that number to come out, and that tells you what his value is. That's how it worked. That's exactly how it worked. That's why I think too many people, they almost to a degree shitting on Osa because they looking at that sticker number of 21 million. You got to look at the percentage of the cap that somebody that was like him took up in previous years. That's how you do it. So like for instance, like when I was looking at quarterbacks, I was comparing Dak to these different quarterbacks to try to determine a value for him. Most of the quarterbacks historically was getting 16% of the cap. Historically, they was right around 16%. So as the cap kept rising, I was able to say, okay, 16% of this new cap is 28 million. He should be around that. You know what I mean? So, or or a little bit more, a little bit less, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's it. That's how it worked, you know? So, but my main thing is, could you have got a better player for the same price? That's my main question.
Of course. I feel like.
And that's why
I don't know if he's available. We got to see.
Milton Williams, people like Milton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a free agent. And see, that's what bothers me a little bit. Can
you have both? Because we trying to build here. Because if you take Osa away and just replace him with Milton, you might get a better player, but do you got a better D-line?
See, you digging heavy now, bro. When you say it like that, I say it like this. that also depend on what's going on with what's available. Which man, you segue this perfect.
Yeah, perfect. I'm with you though. If I can get a better player, I ain't trying to pay him.
Because I'm gonna play something real quick that we got to talk about. Check this out. Hold on real quick, my bad. I messed up. Listen. I messed up. Let me fix it.
Would it be fair to say your objectives going into tonight were to address the offensive line and to pick up an additional pick if you could? And if that was your objective, just the patience and discipline to be able to do that when you're at 24 to get that accomplished?
You'd like to think, from my perspective, that with the depth and the offensive line for the draft, that you could, in my view, this is just me, that you could narrow the difference between the top players and the other players, which if you can, and be satisfied that you can be a little patient, then you can pick up in lower rounds possibly a player that could do the same thing for you. Biotic, 4th round pick, Pro Bowler last year. So you can get, then that's 4th round pick. Now obviously everybody's juicy about the tops, but if you could do that when you're lacking 4th round pick, so that you could pick up a pick, then you're in a position to trade down and yet still accomplish what you'd like to do with a deep draft in the offensive line, and if you will, need. And so that's a perspective, but that did work for us there.
The reason why I brought that up, because that was their strategy last year. So remember last year, me and you talked about this heavy. What was deep last year? Offensive line, tackle. So what did they do? They attacked it because you could get better players. And they built it. That's why they double dipped, right? They moved down, they got more picks, and they got 3 offensive linemen because that's where the draft was deep. That kind of makes sense and make me think they doing the same thing with DT now. Because DT is like what offensive line was like last year. So when I put 2 and 2 together, connect the dots, right? That's why they had 12 interviews with DTs, which is going to what you were saying. What do you do with Osa? That's why I brought that up. It sounds like what you do with Osa is you pay Osa, and then you go attack the draft with that depth. And he is the veteran now with a youngster coming up behind him, which is, to me, the ideal way to do it. That's actually smart to me. I think
then you got Mozzie right there.
Right.
You got Mozzie right there, and you bring another young bull in.
Yes.
Hopefully Mozzie take another step.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mozzie take a step in a positive direction. You got Osa right there. Then you get another young stud. Hopefully he can do some impactful stuff year 1. You might have you a nice little D-line over there.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Partially, I like the new Cowboy strategy. What it seems like they're doing is they attack what's deep in the draft. I like that.
That's smart.
Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the best players. So you increase your chances of getting the best players by attacking what's deep. I like that.
But maybe we started that last year because the year before that, I think it was deep in running back and we didn't draft not one of them.
That's right. I agree.
Maybe that started last year. You know what I'm saying?
And hopefully they continue that.
If they doing that, that is smart. That's smart.
It do seem like that's what they leaning towards, especially if I'm reading the tea leaves of these interviews. You know,
I think the way you put the clues together, it's hard to deny that. You interview 12 defensive tackles.
Yep.
You interested in some defensive tackles. Like it ain't no way
around. And these
officials,
these ain't the bump into you, talk to you types. These are the sit downs. And Nick Harris said that's from what they know. Meaning it could be more.
So it could be more, yeah.
It could be more. So and then some of this is also timing. because now they look like they're talking to a lot of corners, right? But that's also who in the building right now. So, you know. So yeah, man. That Osa thing though, man, it does seem like it's right around the corner to get done. And if Osa do a deal early, he should be appreciated, but he won't be.
Yeah.
Because
that'll be rough.
Because it's in Osa's best interest to go into the market. He should not close no deal without seeing what other people will want to do. If he closed this deal before free agency, he hooked up the Cowboys, but he ain't gonna be appreciated for it.
Yeah, because you know what happened when players get paid. We gonna expect Osa to turn into a superhuman, and when really he's supposed to just keep doing what he was doing.
Right.
You know, maybe be a little more consistent or a little better, but not. We shouldn't expect him to be Sam Darnold. I mean, you know, Aaron Donald. We shouldn't expect him to just turn into Aaron Donald the next year just because we paid him.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get paid for what you did in the past and what we expect you to do in the future. And what I expect you to do in the future is to be who you are and who you was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we want you to get better gradually, but you just can't expect no super leap just because I gave you some money, man. It just don't work like that.
Right. No, it don't.
But in our head, it do. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Hey, man, I'm struggling, man. I'm over here, my nose running, bro. So I'm gonna
it's
go
been
ahead
a
and
long
get
day
my
for
final
me.
words, bro. Cause I was go get on the phones with y'all too, man. I can't do it today, man. I'm fighting. Y'all heard me fighting this cold.
Yeah.
So now today was interesting, man. Going on with Mike Florio, with Micah Parsons. I think he covered it with balance, y'all. I think it does appear to be some type of smoke, because while you even having a conversation with going up to the number one, it's like it's only one thing that can kind of get you up to that spot, because we also know they're not going to trade away their future to move up. You know, it don't make sense to even have that conversation about moving up for a particular player. None of that makes sense. So it's like they are sucker shopping. Can I say it like that? It's like they sucker shop. It's like they trying to figure out what they can do.
They always do that.
Yeah. And then also, you know, who knows if that's really real or not? You know, who really knows? We go see. I'm not gonna be mad if they get Osa, unless other 3 techs that was on his level or better go for much cheaper. That's gonna be an opportunity cost and a fumble by the Dallas Cowboys. You know, I do appreciate how Mike Florio covered. You know, I think he covered it with balance. I think we the ones running with it. That's Sadiq Charles' point. I think we the ones making too big deal out of it. But we have to take a look at least the talk and smoke that's starting to come out about that. Lastly, just kind of summing up even the thumbnail, that's why I got the DTs on her. I really like what front office is doing in terms of if they are trying to attack what's deep, that's wise. And I think that worked for y'all last year and got a chance to work for y'all again. Go ahead and attack what's deep. That's one of the main reasons I did the show yesterday when I was talking about that we should consider even trading Ferg, because this is a unique class of DTs to where you can really build your team, especially knowing that Philly has an offensive line with an average weight of 338. You have to put your eyes seriously on defensive tackles for now and into the future. That's my final word.
Yes, sir. I think that was dope right there, the way you put that down. But I want to say something to what Ms. Regina said. I think she made a good point about Micah Parsons. She said it seems like they picking with him to try to make him explode. That's one we didn't think about, boss. I think
that's a good one.
That's interesting right there.
Very.
So shout out to Miss Regina Green with that thought process. I appreciate that, because we didn't even think about it on that type of time, and that's a good one, because guess what? If they can get him to blow up, Now he public enemy number one, and everybody look like, hey, Micah should take a discount. Why we even negotiating with Micah? He's such a this, he's such that. That's a good tactic, and we know that's not above the Cowboys and how they like to operate. So I think that was a great idea. You know what I'm saying, of the way that you want to think about it. So shout out to Miss Regina Green for that one. But far as trading Micah Parsons, like I said, I don't believe in the Cowboys front office or doing nothing right or getting anything right. So if it's that drastic of a risk, I would, respectfully decline from them. I feel like we're going to have to build this team from the draft. I wouldn't mind if you actually invest in free agency, you know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to trade, go get some free agents. Like, sell your future like that, or, balance your future like that, or, you know what I'm saying, trying to get better in that type of way instead of trying to negotiate in an extensive way, because we know that's not our strong suit. And this front office strong suit is not negotiation or winning deals anymore. That's not what we do. So maybe we just need to pay what we weigh and go get some quality free agents and build this team from that way. But I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Micah, I don't want to trade him because I don't believe in them. Osa, you just made me think differently, because if I can get a better player, I'm always in for the better player. But
right.
We in a dilemma, because do you keep Osa and get another player? Do we build with Osa, or do we just replace Osa? You see what I'm saying? That's the dilemma I'm stuck in. So we're going to have to iron that out, because I do feel like we should be building. Taking Osa away wouldn't be building, in my opinion.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So even if we replace him, now you can replace him with Milton and then go get some of these drafted DTs and then build. You could do that too. So it just depends on what kind of method we want to do. Is he worth all this money? I don't believe so. But if I can get a better player for that amount, I'm in that market too. But I do feel like the Cowboys gotta build a defensive line to be competitive in this league right now, especially the way our division is rounding up. I think we need to do some drastic things to be competitive, y'all. Like, real talk. I know it sounds odd for us to be questioning, are we competitive in this league or in this division, because we are the Cowboys and we usually been winning it. But it's a new day. These are different teams. Yeah. And we can quickly find ourselves trailing 2 teams in this division.
Easily.
Who want to be there?
No, I don't.
Who want to be there?
I don't.
So I feel like we got to stand up and do something right now. And that's my final word.
I want to add one more final word, bro. Thank y'all greatly today, man. For real.
Thanks.
Y'all showed out on that money. Y'all did. And that's out of love, because we wasn't out here being televangelists. We wasn't begging and soliciting. Y'all threw some big money at us today, and it was out of love for the content. Like, Landlord didn't ask for it. He just threw out his PayPal. And matter of fact, Sadiq with Charles was the one that was like, what is your PayPal? Yeah. I just appreciate that from y'all, man. Just genuine love for, like, content. Like, especially when we didn't even ask for it like that. It's just, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. That's really my final word this time.
Facts. Much love.